Hello, everyone, and special greetings for the holiday season and special greetings for this time. And today's topic is on freedom and on security. And one anecdote that comes to mind is of someone who is very powerful physically, some weightlifter who is also an athlete, physically very, very, very strong. And so he has power. No one doubts his power. But if he is tied with a rope, and the rope tied around his body, and he is made to be immobilized, then even though he is powerful, it is as if he is powerless, because that rope ties him down and makes it impossible for him to use his power. And so something similar is actually happening with all of us. We all have innately certain powers, and we all innately have strength, but we are tied down. And therefore, we cannot access that power and we cannot use that power. Now, how did we get tied down? And what is this power we are talking about? In the example of the anecdote, it is about physical strength and weightlifting. But in our case, we are talking about mental strength. For example, the power to concentrate. It's a huge power. The power to focus our mind. The power the power to tolerate, the power to endure, the power to face, the power to cooperate with our own higher nature and with the higher nature in others. All of those are mental powers, powers we need to journey the journey of life, powers that one needs to stay balanced. But if we are in bondage, if we are tied down, then we can't use those powers. For example, the power to concentrate. That power is an innate part. It is part of the package of our mind and our intellect. But if there are dependencies, if there are addictions, then that power to concentrate cannot be used the way I want to and for however long I want to. For example, if there is some addiction to ice cream, for example, this winter, so maybe ice cream is not the best example, but you can understand. Say there is some dependency and some pull, some liking, some indulgence and desire in ice cream. Then even though I might want to concentrate on something that I am reading or some project or some thing that I'm trying to understand, this bondage to ice cream, this indulgent bondage to ice cream will pull the mind and interrupt the concentration. A bit simplified example, but this is what the dynamics is. It is not that we don't have that power. It is not that we don't have many other powers also. We do. But our mind is in bondage to many, many things that easily pull us away, easily distract, easily distort our aim, our determination. And so when we talk about freedom and power, one needs to be clear that this means free from these emotional bondages and free from these emotional dependencies. And this word attachment largely is confused with love, but when in the spiritual context we talk about attachment, we exactly talk about this bondages and dependencies, which is completely opposite of love. Another form of bondages is our expectations and our desires. If there are certain under current in the mind of a certain expectation and a certain desire, then the mind is always in a bit of a noise going on. Will my expectation be fulfilled? Will my desire be fulfilled? And if it is not, then I will feel disappointed, disillusioned, or angry. If I don't know, then there will be stress and worry. And all of this is leaking of our mental energy, making us weak or making us think we are weak. And so to come into a space where we drop bondages, to come into a space where we drop attachments. Attachments in the sense what we mean dependencies, where we drop expectations and desires. Now, can we be in a mind space where at least a lot less expectations and a lot less desires and no demands? That mind space is the mind space of one who is a guest, for example, a visitor. Someone who is a visitor somewhere is not in bondage to that place. He knows he will go anytime. A guest is aware that it is a temporary experience and it doesn't define the broader life. It is just the extra temporary context. And so in that mindset, there are much less expectations and much less desires. A guest doesn't want to own or need to make his home somewhere. He has his home already. And so there is a guest is relaxed, and the place of visit is an extra experience, which is a very, very nice mindset to be in. And so if you want to experiment with this freedom, truly be free, begin to play with this idea that that we are here as guests, and we, in the spiritual context, it is understood that we means the experiencer, the being of consciousness, the invisible presence or the soul, not necessarily this body or the bodily personality, but the one who is experiencing everything, the soul, is a guest even in this body, a guest on this planet. The being is timeless, imperishable, and innately powerful. And this awareness makes us secure, regardless of what happens to the body, regardless of the scenes that play out in life. Life itself is an extra game, and the soul can go beyond the body. Even the end of the body doesn't mean the end of the experiencer, the being of consciousness. So when we play with these kinds of understandings and we begin to see the sense of this, we are in this world. We do not belong here. We are not of this world, and we don't own anything here. And when we go, we can't take anything with us. So truly, we don't really need anything to exist as a spiritual being, as a soul. And this awareness, more we see the sense of this and with clarity and with a certain sense of wonder, there comes that feeling of being secure, regardless of what happens. Secure under provocation, even. Body may not survive, but I will survive. This awareness has power to create deep, consistent, and solid security. And this awareness has power to make you feel free, not in bondage, not needing to depend on anything perishable and temporary. And this is such a beautiful space to be in. But also, this is required to truly feel peaceful. This security is also what is required to experience love, that clean love, that unconditional love. Not the love that is there as long as you give me my chocolates, but when you stop, I don't love anymore. That is not love. That is business and negotiation. Even to be happy, one needs to feel secure and free. But it is not about physical freedom or security, although that may come and be part of it. But that real inner, solid freedom, emotional freedom, mental freedom, feeling secure because of knowing the self as a timeless being of light. And meditation is to begin to see the truth of this and the reality of this and experience that mind that is aware of the self as an immortal, innately divine being of light. So let us take a few moments and come into that awareness. At any moment, we have the choice where we focus our attention and what we are aware of. Now we can focus our attention on our surroundings, on other people, or on the news, on some objects, on some health issue and body. And we have the choice to also be aware that there is a non-physical dimension, and that we exist as invisible beings of consciousness right here, right now, like an invisible experiencer, silent presence, the soul. The soul is using the body to speak, to see. But body is like an instrument, the living conscious experiencer is this timeless, non-physical, living light. And just let this sink in. And hold these thoughts in the mind. And you can use the image of a star if that helps to focus. And try and see what this means. Imperishable. Higher being. One who is a guest in this body, a guest on this planet. One who has come at some moment in time and I will go again. A living light. Light who is innately pure. And free. And just allow these thoughts to sink in. And see the reality of this without the soul, without the invisible experiencer. This body is just a lifeless corpse, matter. Without awareness or without the function to experience. That is unique to consciousness. These are feelings created in this kind of awareness are positive and healthy and aligned with well-being. So as we go through the rest of the day, take here and there a moment to reflect and come back to this awareness. The real self is a powerful, pure being, a guest No need to create bondages and expectations. Play the game, but be free. A nice phrase is detached involvement. You play the game, but you stay free. Thank you and have a good day.